Yeah.
Let's go. We ride in Jesus' name. Bring Jesus in and shame. Declare Jesus to the ends of the earth.
Good morning, Get Wrecked for Recovery crew. So it's day number 21 of the Redeeming Eden Cycle Tour. RECT, Get Wrecked for Recovery. A bicycle trip up the Atlantic coast of America to raise awareness that there are addiction recovery options available. That you don't have to die in your addiction. There's churches, celebrate recoveries, and rescue missions all over the nation, all over the world, that just want to help you, talk to you, and love you if you find yourself battling addiction. So I'm not going to stay here long. Last night, I don't know if you can see it, but see these holes? Yeah. And then right here, these holes. So, tip for bicycle touring, don't put your tent in a game trail. I don't know what in the world it was. I will never know what it was. But last night I was sitting up, working on some of the video, trying to get it to upload. It hasn't uploaded yet, but you'll know that because it will have uploaded by the time this one's even finished filming today. I had my face right here. You know, I was sitting up like here and facing this way, and I heard out of my right ear something rustling, moving fast through these palmettos. And so I clicked the flashlight button and turned and put my flashlight like right here and my face here. And whatever it was, I got the belly of it right in my face. And it kind of flipped and hit off this, you know, back side of the tent, ran off that way. And so, you know, I was a little unnerved for a little while, wondering, you know, was it a hog? Was it a deer? Was it a dog? Like, it had a really gamey smell, though. The smell that it left, you know, on the tent and in this area was, it was wild game. Like, I know that much. I just don't know what it was. And it couldn't have been more than 25 pounds. Maybe 30. Like, I took pretty much the full force of whatever this was. I think when I turned the flashlight on, it really just stunned it. I don't think it was coming after me. I think it was just running. Maybe from something else. I don't know. I have no idea. But anyway, so yeah, I laid here after dark for quite a while, just like wondering what it was. And then some rain came in, so I threw the rain cover up and put it down, and I felt a little more secure with that anyway. Nothing bothered my pizza, so another tip, I'm not going to bring a pizza with me. I'm going to like leave it at the last place I eat for the evening. I'm not bringing any more food unless I'm going to eat it all. I don't know if that drew it in. I have no idea what happened last night. The holes don't look big enough to let bugs through. They're pretty tiny. I'll probably put some tape on it or something at some point. But yeah, I'm not going to stay here long. I'm going to get on the road, and you'll see more of that right about now. All right, well, I've got 10 miles in before breakfast this morning. I'm actually going to the Huddle House next door and saw this, the Georgia Peach World, for the love of peaches. And so I went inside to get some postcards. Each state I send my family some postcards. And I said, you know, how much is a peach? And she was like, I only sell them by the basket. And the baskets are like this big. And I was like, how much is a basket? She was like, $15. I was like, no thanks, I don't need the postcard. So if you're looking to come to Georgia Peach World to have one peach, just to experience Georgia peaches on a bicycle tour, I wouldn't recommend this place. Love these guys for what they're doing, but $15 for literally a basket this big, I wasn't gonna do it. However, I did see a peach right over here in the parking lot, so maybe I will, maybe I won't. All right, wow, I like the lighting in here. Nice. Anyway, so I stopped here at the Huddle House, walked to the door, asked the server for coffee. She said, "Where are you riding to?" I said, "Key West to Canada." Just real quick said, you know, what I was doing. Another guy that was sitting at the table down from me, Lawrence Johnson, kind of overheard, and he was like, "So yeah, what are you doing?" And kind of walked over. I walked over to him and gave him a sticker, and within like 3 seconds, he was like, "The Lord's telling me I need to pay for your breakfast this morning." And so I was like, "Okay." And he was like, "How much do I owe you?" And she's like, "He hasn't ordered yet." So, thank you so much, Lawrence. I hope you see this. Yeah, cool stuff. God is so good. Well, it just keeps getting better. So I was sitting here eating my breakfast. I've only got my eggs and my grits eaten. And Dustin Young walks over, hands me a $20 bill. Thank you, Dustin. God is so faithful. I've never seen one smaller. Like, let me duck down to get in here. Oh my goodness. What a small church. Oh, it's so peaceful. I don't think there's any lights. So this is it. Looks like 12 chairs. The 10 Commandments. Always good. Here's a pulpit. What a beautiful piece of stained glass. And they've got a book here. Let me flip the camera around. That you can sign. Got my little sticker in the book there. Man, I tell you what, I really like this. You know, most churches, it's all about how big you can make the church. And I can just about touch the roof in this one. So I love the idea of the smallest church in America, and I'm glad that I've been to it now. Like, it's tiny. It's like so tiny. Wow. How cool. Oh, look, a staff. Let me do like a Moses shot here.
Who are you to make their lives bitter in hard bondage? Man shall be ruled by law, not by the will of other men.
Aaron, cast down my staff before Pharaoh, that he may see the power of God.
Was this the proper garb? I think it is. All right, I'm done here at the church. I want you to picture something for a second. Me wearing that towel, holding that cane, when the next group of people decides to come inside. Oh my goodness. So Phil, Laura, and Sarah were, you know, just like, hey, I was like, the towel, it's a, like, I can't explain it. You'll have to watch the video when it posts later. I'm doing like a Charlton Heston thing, you know, and so I explained what I was doing, and he was like, I want to give you $20. Oh my God, like today, this is more people oriented. I love sharing my testimony. I love sharing the gospel, you know, with whoever listens. And I was not expecting to come to the smallest church in America and meet anyone. Like, I just didn't even register that I would see anybody here. But they live in Chicago, so they're going to drop a comment when I get close to Chicago on the Midwest tour, and maybe I'll get to meet up with them again. So, yeah, I'm going to get back on the road. I've got quite a few more miles to get to Savannah, and I'd like to get there today. Darren Duke, who's a friend from high school, who I met there with Ends of the Earth. When I got to Fort Myers, he lives in Fort Myers. He took me out to breakfast at Dunkin' Donuts, and he's actually in Savannah for a couple of weeks with work. So I'm trying to make it down there and going to hang out with him if everything works out and we can. And then I'm going to get on the road into South Carolina, state number 14, tomorrow morning, Lord willing. Either way, in order to do that, I got to keep moving today. I love you guys. I'll see you later. Alright, so I am riding under Interstate 95. I've kind of snaked back and forth on this interstate all the way up through Georgia. I was kind of to the east of it, all the way through Florida. But for some reason, I guess because of all the lowland stuff, Georgia seems to be a little different. Anyway, yeah, I'll flip the camera around so you're not staring at the sunlight. And yeah, I'm looking at rain up here on the horizon. I pulled up the weather. I just stopped, rested for a little bit, kind of looked at what's going on, and I am 20 something miles from Richmond Hill. I'll kind of go through Riceboro, and there's a KOA in Richmond Hill, and that'll just put me like 15 or 16 miles from Savannah. I don't usually like to stay at KOAs because all I'm literally doing is throwing my tent down for a night and using an electrical outlet. And they're usually always so expensive. But with the rain coming in and not wanting to end up on a game trail, goodness gracious, I think it's a purchase I'm going to make. And what that'll allow me to do, it'll be 40 miles, be 42 miles. I always just try to go 40 and see what the Lord has in that area. You know, sometimes it's 35, sometimes it's 55, but 40 is my number. Anyway, what that'll allow me to do is to go into Savannah kind of in the morning tomorrow, once I get moving. And in Savannah, I do want to like take a picture where the bench was, where Forrest Gump's at, because of all my similarities to Forrest Gump and this tour, and the 48 states ending in Monument Valley, Utah. And so, yeah, I want to take a picture of that, and I want to go see that bench. Darren was telling me it's in the History Museum of Savannah, and so I'll check it out. But that'll give me a little time to do that kind of stuff through lunch, and then cross over into South Carolina around lunchtime tomorrow, 1 or 2 o'clock, and then only have, you know, 20, 25 miles to go to find somewhere to be. So I think that's going to time out a lot better. Anyway, I'll flip it to some fast motion footage of this super cool highway ride. It's about 18 inches of whatchamacallit, shoulder, which is wider than it has been so far. pretty impressed with 17 so far. All the traffic seems to want to go all the way around, and most of the time, you know, out into the other lane to do so. I've had no close calls, unlike Virginia and Kentucky, where you are literally in the road with the rumble strip keeping you in the road and no shoulder. And so that's pretty much it. Enjoy the footage. I love you guys. I'll see you later. Hey, I mean, I got to get some calories somewhere, right? Anyway, so yeah, great food. I had the black and blue burger here. This is the only restaurant I've seen in like forever. So yeah, really good food. Talked to one of the ladies there at the cash register, and she said that 3 of them, you know, are sober and doing well. And so, congratulations, ladies. But yeah, I'm just ready to get on here to the campground now, get things set up. The temperature dropped just a little bit. Earlier it was about 10 degrees less than what it has been being with this cloud cover, but it hasn't rained yet, so hopefully it won't. We'll see. I'm gonna get back on the road. I love you guys. I'll see you later. Well, I know you just saw me roll into the KOA here, but unfortunately, they gave away the tent site that I had asked about. It's understandable. I cannot make a reservation because I don't know if I'm going to make it that far, and most places, you know, don't let you cancel within 24 hours. Run into that before, and I can't just waste money like that. She said they had a cabin available. It was $77, and I was like, there's no way I'm going to spend people's donations on a $77 cabin when the woods are right across the street. She was like, well, don't go that way because there's a hunting club. And I was thinking, that may be the perfect way to go because, you know, if that's a hunting club, they're not going to be shooting at the campers. Makes kind of perfect sense. Anyway, I'm going to check it out on satellite, figure out where in the world to go because there is nothing else around here. Like, I'm planned on getting here and this is it. So either way, I'll be safe, but I will figure out something. I may end up getting in contact with 911 like I have before and ask them what they recommend. Either way, yeah, if you're going to stay at the KOA, make sure you make a reservation. But in my case, that's not possible. So let me go figure out what I'm going to do. I'm so tired, and it's now 5:30. We'll figure it out, and you'll see more of that right about now. You know, the more I survey this damage here, there's a section there, and there's a section there, and there's a section over here. That kind of looks like 3 sets of paw prints. It's not hoofs. It was either a cat, a raccoon, rabbit. I mean, it was something bigger than a rabbit or a raccoon, I think. Maybe a dog. But that's 3 distinct paw prints, and it looks like to me whatever it was had no idea that my tent was there. Like, I was in the game trail, it was just kicking it. Next thing you know, it's like, bah, and then, you know, 3 steps on and off. I don't think that was like malicious or an attack by any means whatsoever, which brings me to where I'm at. Man, so I called the local non-emergency, which is like my last go-to before camping in a cemetery. And they were like, yeah, I don't know of anywhere. And so they named like an undisclosed truck stop down the road from the KOA. And so I went to the undisclosed truck stop, and I talked to the ladies at the counter. They were like, we're gonna have to ask our manager. So they went and got the manager, and the manager was like, look, the official answer is no. Unfortunately, that is not something we can let you do, but let me show you where to put your tent. So I was like, oh my God, thank you so much. And he was like, again, I'm not telling you you can do this. I can't promise you any safety. And I was thinking, man, you don't know what I got protected from last night. I don't even know what I got protected from last night. It could have been a Vermicious Knid for all I know.
Rotten Vermicious Knid.
You know, Daniel, nobody knew what was going to happen in the lion's den for him, and God protected him. I trust God to protect me. Plus, I did ask the lady that I spoke to with the police. I was like, is that a safe area, that truck stop you're talking about? And she was like, oh yeah, you'll be fine there. So they know, you know, where all the arrests happen and bad things better than I do. So I'm gonna roll with this one. Anyway, I'm gonna start working on cutting and editing this video. I'm in 6 o'clock, which is a little, it's right on kind of where I want to be. I went 43.8 miles today, so all in all, it was a good day. And you know, I've learned more and more throughout these trips. They're really biblical in a sense that I get to see and experience a lot of the Bible that, you know, like when you just read it, when you take that cursory glance at the letters, it doesn't make sense until you go into a city and they don't receive you and your peace doesn't stay with you, and you know, you kick the dust off your feet and you go to the next. Like, those things are real out here, more so than I experience at home. You know, like, I don't just go knock on people's doors and ask them if I can stay at their house for the night. So yeah, it's really, it's neat. It's a totally neat experience. But I've got to end the video here for the day. If you know anyone who has passed away from addiction in any form or fashion, please drop their name in the comments or find me through the Popple link in the description. And I would love to ride for your person and celebrate their life with you for a day. If you know anyone who's actively addicted, share this with them. This is the REACCT Tour, REACCT, Redeeming Eden Atlantic Coast Cycle Tour. I need you to react. I need you to share these videos. You never know who they're going to help. Share them with your church. Like, you know, Sunday morning when you go into church, tap somebody on the shoulder and say, hey, have you seen this? Maybe they'll like it, maybe they won't, but, you know, I never know either. So just share it and see, you know, let's see what it does. But make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure that you like the videos on YouTube. Comment on YouTube. I try to respond to every comment. And yeah, don't forget that Redeeming Eden is a nonprofit ministry through International Gospel Outreach. I'll leave a link to them in the description as well. You can go there and see my bio on their website, and you can find out more about Redeeming Eden and about the Cody Jordan Forever Funeral Fund. Yeah, you can either go back and watch the day one video, or you can read about it there. But do look into that. I'm trying to help pay for funerals for people who've lost loved ones to addiction. I'll write the funeral home a check, you know, not to the people directly, the persons involved or the family involved, but to the funeral home, and try to help out with burial costs when tragedies like this happen for other people. So yeah, man, crazy day. Praying for God's protection. The day kind of started that way at midnight last night, and it seems like it's finishing that way today. But God is faithful. If He's faithful to provide in the little things, I can trust Him with my protection. So many verses went through my mind last night. Like, I was having to pray, you know, keep me under the shadow of your wings. Be my strong tower around me. Even Genesis, you know, Lord, are you bringing these animals to me to name? Like, what am I supposed to learn from this? But yeah, definitely praying for peace and rest tonight. And from here at an undisclosed truck stop in Richmond Hill, Georgia. I love you guys. Jesus loves you. I'll see you later. Have a good night. You know I did. That's some good peach. I mean, it fell out of somebody's basket. I saw it when they pulled up. Don't judge me. Don't you dare judge me.